Hey guys, EB here, and welcome back to part 4 of my Legend of Zelda Link to the Past Hyrule in Minecraft project. Last time we left off, I walked through this door behind me and kind of had to end the recording there because I had some issues after that. Lost the recording, and it just didn't get back. Now here it is, probably a couple months later, I think, and I'm finally able to do some more recording. So yeah, sorry about the long time in between. But we are in the third dungeon on top of Death Mountain, the Tower of Hera, I believe it is called. And so in this part, we're going to finish this off, and then... Where do we go from? Oh, Lost Woods. We go to the Lost Woods from here. Yep, we go to the Lost Woods, get the Master Sword, and then we'll see if we have time to scale the tower at Hyrule Castle. That's going to finish off the Light World. It's crazy. I can't believe we've gone through the whole Light World already in 4 parts. Oh well, let's get going. So here we are. We're entering the floor of the dungeon where we have the big chest. So this room has usually a bunch of pots and stuff blocking your way. It's got the miniature versions of the dungeon bosses that just bounce around these rooms and everything. Come in here, we got a hidden chest. I don't remember how we activate it to get it to pop up. But then back there is the big chest. And we got the star tiles that toggle the floor back and forth. And we have to go up a floor, past the guy shooting all the fireballs at you. And when we go up to the next floor, we are just below the boss room. And here's where we got to fall down the right hole, which I believe is actually this one. And that will drop us down. Oh, what I have it marked underneath. But that'll drop us down here where we can grab the pearl in the big chest, and that's what allows us to stay our shape in the Dark World. Pretty neat. So it's one of the few dungeons that I can remember that gives you an item that you don't use to defeat the boss. It's just something you have to collect to progress in the game. But moving over here, hopefully we have these tiles down so we can get all the pots and get all the health and everything to recuperate before one of the most annoying boss fights ever. Well, I say that. It's definitely at the top of the list. Get up here to the final platform, you gotta hop down here with the boss, you gotta tango with him, and every time you bounce off him, he's knocking you down to the floor below, and the fight resets. Yeah. How many times have you done that? I know I've done it far too many. But we beat up on him. And I was talking in the last video about world height. The sea lantern's right there. That's as high as you can build. That is world height. But you get the item from him, get your heart piece, and then you're teleported outside. Just like that, back outside the dungeon. Without the cheesy side effects this time. So, now we got that. Zelda's reaching out to us telepathically. Come to the sanctuary. So that's where we should head next. But since we're here, let's go check out the caves on the other side. Normally you wouldn't be able to get to these till later in the game, but we're doing the Light World thing now, so let's continue on. We'll start off up top. You can see down into the volcano again. Lots of detail, lots of flowing lava. Then you get over to this area where you finally get your paths that you can start dropping down to get into all the different rooms, different floors. You start getting all your items. This is the way that leads to from the bottom to the top. So let's head around to the other side. Out here is a platform where you get a piece of a heart, but you can't get to that till you reach the Dark World. We have Turtle Rock, or the Light World version of Turtle Rock. Nothing on it except one of the dark stones that you cannot actually lift until you've gotten one of the upgraded glove out of the Dark World. But from up here we can get a pretty good view of the nothingness beyond and Hyrule itself. Looking down on, well, that box over there is Zora's domain. So, let's go. Let's start down here. Go down to the bottom, work our way to the top. Here's a bridge, so you have to get the hook shot to... I missed. Double jump. To hook shot your way across. Now we can start exploring all the caves over here. These were a pain in the rear end to get them placed and figured out. To get all the levels and all the different areas, all the floors are too high, which is unfortunate. I hate too high rooms. Well, there are a few exceptions. We come along here, we get the stairway up. Next floor, all the pitfalls you can fall down in. And then the one right path to get you down here. And from here you go back up. Then we can go out onto this landing here, which is about in the middle. Or the idea is to fall down this hole, which gets you nowhere. All the different little connections. So now we're back out here. I don't remember what... There's items in there. I can't remember off the top of my head which ones are actually there. Place you need a hook shot to get over here. I think there's fairies back here. Going this way. I believe you're supposed to be able to hook shot over here and get into this room. It's got some items. It's been so long I don't remember. Down below, that is through the entrance down here. Down here. Got this room back here we can get to. And we can go down even further. And I believe this is a shop down here. Yeah. Shop where you can stock up on some items. Gotta be the most bored shopkeeper ever. But here's where you can fall down from up above on there. And this is the stairway up to the top. So come all the way up. And now we're at the top. So those are all the paths. Did we come out this one? No, we did not. Oh, this one you can only get to when you're in the middle of the one of the last dungeons in the Dark World. You warp to the Light World and you're able to get in here. And... oh, I don't remember which item is in that. It's an important one. I can't remember off the top of my head what it is. So yeah, that's Death Mountain. Well, the caves of Death Mountain. I missed one. I think I missed this one. When you fall down on. This is a large spiral. And trying to get the spiral to fit in with kind of my take on Death Mountain. When I'm having to come outside here and just give a little bridge over the lava, I thought it turned out to be really neat how it worked out. You're back inside, following your spiral around. Follow it around to the drop down. And here is where we get to this chest that we saw in that first room I entered. Yes. Yeah, the very first room. So that one you have to fall down to here to get to. Okay, now I think I've been everywhere. If I missed a cave, let me know in the comments and I'll record another video. I'm pretty sure I got them all. Or I guess I'll find out in editing. I'll double check it all. So that's Death Mountain. So we got our item. We climb our way back down. And now to the exit, which is a pretty straightforward tunnel. A little more detailing with lava and our pits that we can fall into. And some supports holding up the ceiling. Long little hallway just to get us to the right position. And we're back out in the overworld, just above the entrance that we went up in. So where do we go from here? We've got all 3 pendants, we've been in all the different palaces. Now it's time to go upgrade this stinky little wooden sword and get a real sword. And we do that by getting the Master Sword, which is tucked away in the Lost Woods. So now I finally get to show you the Lost Woods that I am actually really proud of. Yeah, so I've been wanting to show off the Lost Woods for quite a while. I'm really happy with how this place turned out. The biome, see the different change in the grass. I played with the biomes. This is actually a roofed forest biome. We got, that's interesting, a barrier block with a mushroom growing on top of it. That's funny. But yeah, I've got mushrooms for splashes of colors. I got lamps everywhere, hidden lighting under the dirt places. I really like how this turned out. The stumps and the small trees. The actual trees themselves, they're the same basic shape as the regular trees, but they're with dark oak instead, dark oak leaves. Instead of glowstone up on the leaves, I got jack-o'-lanterns, and they're definitely taller, bigger, with a big old canopy, which we'll see more once we get further inside. But first off, we'll come through here, and we have a mini game. Another one of those, pay so many rupees and pick a chest, any chest. Come out, you just walk around. Got your grass floor and podzol is the surrounding. I really like how that combination turned out. This is actually the only place in the game where I played with barrier blocks, and you can kind of see them being highlighted as I put the cursor over them. But I wanted to make sure that you couldn't actually jump over anywhere there was one high, but I wanted to use one high spots to match as best I could the actual overworld map. So this is actually the only place where there's barrier blocks, and there are a lot of them. Pretty much the entire outside is lined with barrier blocks. Just let that despawn. Okay, so we have our tunnel. Takes us down here through the fallen log. And here's what I was talking about with the leaf canopy. Where the trees are pretty close together like this over a path, I bridged the leaves over the top to make this nice canopy. This forest is just enveloping you within itself. You get these wide open areas, open. Here we are at the Thieves' Grotto. Go downstairs, got the little guy that's in the Thieves Guild. The back room with the heart piece that we can see but we can't get to. Got to come up and look around, and we'll find some grass that we can lift up and drop down into a hole, which of course I have to finagle to get us in the right position to drop us down where we can get that heart. So that's there. Just a little different to get actually in. Head down towards the southern part. We got the entrances down here. This one is over by the witch's hut. Come out and give you a good view of the entrance. Just simple transition. And got the oak trees out here, the regular trees that are everywhere in the world. And then we kind of step up and into the darker wood and transition leaves. And it's all nice and green and dark and cool. And these mushrooms are really spreading. I did not put this many mushrooms in here. Colorful. We'll go with colorful. Yeah, I got the smaller trees everywhere, just sort of where they're supposed to be. Really like how this turned out. few wide open places as well. But all the different paths and the different ways you can go, all the dead ends, they're all here. If we keep heading this way, we will reach this path up here. It takes us to this little pathway where we go down another log. That takes us back out, but here's where we want to go. This area, I think, turned out really cool. This is my shrine for the Master Sword. A beautiful big canopy opening up to a wide open area. And then the actual shrine itself made out of quartz. I figured, let's go all out. Let's make this look, really shiny, really beautiful. When I upgrade to 112, I might actually swap this out for white concrete. Leave everything else, the quartz and the pillars, but the floor at least. So you come up here, we reach into the pedestal, and we grab the Master Sword. And now, we're ready to take on Ganondorf. So, Master Sword. Yeah. So, now we have our sword. Where do we go from here? We start heading out, and Zelda reaches out to us telepathically. Help me. Ganondorf is taking me to his tower. So, oh no, we gotta go save her. So now we rush off to her rescue. And with the Master Sword in hand, we're able to actually do that. So let's finish up getting out of the Lost Woods. I come down this way into the next little area. Out the short little path up here to a dead end. Come down here through this log. There's a couple of ways you can go. We'll go the long way just because this little path leading up over here through another long log. That takes us right down to here, which is pretty much where we just were. From here you can go right or left. Left takes you to another exit out of the Lost Woods, and the right takes you to the other exit. This one leads straight, well, they both lead straight to Kakariko. This is the one that's easier to get to. This one over here has a warp to the Dark World, but you have to have the hammer in order to get through the fence first. So that's where this little area is. Takes us into Kakariko. And the other one here simply leads us down this path. Now I've talked quite a bit about the trees, and the different styles of tree, and since we're over here in this corner of the world, I'll show you the template I used. So here is every tree in the world, and every tree in the Lost Woods. They're all these two trees right here. I built them, placed them, and then pretty much went into MC Edit and copy and pasted everywhere I needed a tree. So I would, if I wanted a tree here, I'd throw down the stump, just like this, and then I would copy that tree, line it up right here on this log and paste it, and it would be the tree. So when I have big areas of trees to do, I believe it was a 1 gap, 2, so it'd be like that, and that. So I'll just build a forest that way. Yeah, and there's 2 down. And that's not right. I did this a lot too, having to fix boo-boos. Yeah. And then they were alternating like that. And that gets the pattern that you see in the actual game, that recreated here in Minecraft. So let's get all this out of here and revert it back. Okay, so those are the tree patterns. And so you can see the sort of zigzag that I was talking about, all created by that alignment of the logs. Okay, the one gap was from north to south, the two gap was east to west. Okay, that's what it was. So, Zelda says come to, oh, she says come to the sanctuary, not to the castle. So we race over here to the sanctuary, barge down the doors, and we find the sage in here as the sage dies with the last breath, so they took her to the castle. So now we go to the castle. Okay, so here we are getting ready to storm the castle. And now we're able to actually go up Ganondorf's tower. So to get there, we gotta go through the castle. Still love how this turned out. Oop, not far enough. Now we come up to this balcony, to the entrance to the tower. Right here he's got the electric field, magic field, whatever you want to call it. We have to use our master sword. It's the only thing that can just destroy it. We use the master sword on that, and that gets us into his tower. Most of the tower is fairly straightforward. Got our little soldier sentry guys, which really are... Why don't I have these as armor stands? I need to fix that. I need to make those armor stands. I think they look a lot better. In fact, where's the armor stand? Now, would it look good with chainmail or with just iron? Let's try chain first. Let's do something here. Let's pull in. Okay, here's the actual in-game map. And those guys, they definitely look like iron armor. And they have a shield. Now I know you can put a shield on armor stand, but when you do that it puts it like sideways off to the side, not holding it out in front of them. At least not without doing command blocks, which I don't understand. So, let's try... not the helmet, I want the chest piece. Let's see what it looks like with iron armor instead. So like that with the Wither Skull head. Because I believe down in the castle there were a few of these statues. I know there's some back here. And I think I did them with skeletons. Yeah. So there were skeleton heads. So if we do Aghahnim's tower with Wither Skulls, then it looks a little bit darker. Okay, so I will make that change and I'll come back. And I'll come back through and change out these. But yeah. So here we are on the entrance. This, you enter through the center and it's double wide. This is another perfect example, and I can actually show you on the map. We have one room here, and if I zoom out, you see you have the room here, and then it goes up to this room and over to this room. This is what gets you up. It's a square tower. But if you look at the overworld map, this right here is smack dab in the middle of the castle. So this is like a perfect example of things I had to change and manipulate a little to make it actually fit. You know, they go from the 2D game world to the 3D actual world. So anyways, first room. Up here we got the face room. on. Oh, another statue I'll have to change. Here's where we start entering some of the first puzzle room, I guess. You got your maze here with all the fences that you have to find your way through. And I just went down a dead end. Just went down another dead end. I swear I know my way through here. Here we go. So that's this room. Another simple room to take us up to the next floor. This is actually very, kind of a simple dungeon layout, I guess. The next floor up where you got the drop-offs where you can fall to the floor below if you're not careful. It's much more perilous in the actual game than it is here, though. Up to the next floor. Just a few more fences. I believe this is one of these inner chests, I think, has a key to unlock that door. Or not chests, but these are supposed to be pots on the floor. Coming on up to the next floor, which are almost at the top. One of these you would have to push out of your way to get up here normally, but... Okay, so here we are, top floor. I originally had this lava, but I really didn't like how it just bubbled and boiled, and it didn't quite... You could hear it, and it was very obvious that there was lava, and it didn't quite give me the feel as one, so I switched it out for the magma block. I think I like that a lot better. Walk across the perilous platform, and up into the encounter. Here we have the room where Agahnim sends Zelda off into the dark world before disappearing behind the curtain. And here's the room with the final showdown. Very simple, very plain and open. Got your big tennis match going on right here. But that is Aghahnim's tower. So once you defeat him and Ganondorf is revealed, you then whisk off to the Dark World. So that basically concludes everything in the Light World. So we've been through all three palaces, been through the castle, the sewers, sanctuary, been around Kakariko, Ganon's tower, we've been through Zora's domain. You know, everything just sort of fleshed out, full detail. Really, really proud of how this turned out. And it's been a lot of work and a long time to get this done. I would love to hear any feedback, any comments, anything that you would, what you think about this world. Just let me know down in the comments below. And when we pick up next time, we will be starting in the Dark World with what little bit I've gotten done in there. I don't know if I ever showed an aerial view of the Lost Woods, because it looks pretty cool from above. Yeah. So yeah. So I'm going to leave this off here. Like I said, any comments, feedback, anything, leave those below. Like the video if you liked it, subscribe, and we'll see when I release the next part to this. Hopefully it won't be a few months. Hoping to have some time maybe later tonight to get that recorded even. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I will catch you next time. Bye-bye.